Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Tuesday the 17th of August 2021. Today was match day. It was on Sky. Did you all watch it? Did you all suffer like I did? Yep. It was Millwall 1, Fulham 2. Kind of what everyone expected, but I think the manner of the start of the game was shocking. To be 2 goals down so quickly was really unsettling. Anyway, so this is from news@den.co.uk. This is the match report that they put up today. Millwall are still looking for their first championship victory of the season following a 2-1 defeat to Fulham at the Den on Tuesday night. The Whites made a blistering start and with 2 goals up inside the opening 10 minutes, courtesy of Mitrovic and Carvalho. Fulham could and perhaps should have had more, only for goal line clearances from Daniel Ballard and some sharp Bartosz Białkowski saves preventing the visitors from adding to their tally. Mill struggled to contain the new championship leaders throughout. Despite Benik grabbing his first goal of the season, it wasn't enough to earn what would have been the unlikeliest of points. Fulham started like a house on fire and needed just 3 minutes to break the deadlock. Ivan Cavallero slipped in Carvalho, whose pace allowed him to burst away from Michael Keftenbeld down the left and pick out Mitrovic in the middle, and the striker converted from close range. Less than 5 minutes later, the visitors doubled their advantage when Cabano placed a defensive-splitting pass to Carvalho in the clear, and he blasted past Białkowski. Mill grew into the game as the half wore on, but failed to test Paulo Gazzaniga, and Marco Silva's men should have put the result beyond doubt just past the half-hour mark when the impressive Carvalho once again turned provider, but Cavallero somehow fired wide with only Białkowski to beat. Rowett reacted to his side's poor first half showing by introducing Matt Smith in place of Marlon Romeo at the break, but it was Fulham who almost scored again, with Białkowski coming to Mill's rescue to first deny Mitrovic before keeping out Carvalho's follow-up. Fulham continued to pile forward and had another glorious chance to make it 3-0, but Ballard made a wonderful goal line block after Anguissa cut back for Carvalho before Jay Cooper made a timely interception to deny the teenager, and then Carvalho drilled into the side netting. Mill's first notable chance of the game didn't arrive until 8 minutes from time, and Smith should have reduced the deficit but could only head over from Mario Wallace's wonderful cross. But with 4 minutes left, the Lions did find a route back into the game as Afobe scored his first goal for the club in fortuitous circumstances as a clearance at the striker and the wrong-footed Gazzaniga. Afobe then fired straight at the Argentine before Cooper headed over deep into stoppage time, but Millwall were unable to complete the comeback and remain winless. Talking points. Fans no help as poor Den record continues. Millwall traditionally enjoy the comforts of their own home, but judging by their results under Gary Rowett, that's no longer the case. They might have ended last season by dispatching on the beach Bristol City, but have started this campaign with just 1 point from their opening 2 matches, and not even fans returned to the stadiums have been able to get them going on their own patch. Millwall won't be the last team this season to be on the receiving end of a thumping from Fulham, but tonight was Rowett's 45th home league game in charge of the Lions, and this defeat means he's still sitting on just 14 victories with 11 defeats during that period. So 45 home league games, 14 wins and 11 defeats. And the rest would be draws. Was that 10 draws? Was it 20 draws? 20 draws. Rowett's men end the month against winless Blackpool and won't have a better chance to get their home campaign up and running. Okay. A night to forget for Marlon Romeo. Marlon Romeo's last championship start at Coventry on the final day was one to forget. Whilst this wasn't nearly as bad, it wasn't much better. He could have perhaps considered himself slightly fortunate to get a nod over Danny McNamara, who had done little wrong against QPR and Blackburn, but on this basis the right wing back won't be keeping his place in South Wales against Cardiff on Saturday. Romeo was caught out for the first goal and was then miles out of position when Fulham broke midway through the first half, only for Cavallero to fluff his lines. Unsurprisingly, with Romeo on a booking and up against some confident Fulham forwards, he didn't return for the second half. That creative player can't come soon enough, despite having the likes of George Saville, Jed Wallace and Bennett Fobi in their squad. Something isn't quite right for Millwall in the attacking sense. There's too much onus on the quality of Wallace and left-footed Scott Malone to create chances. Without a genuine creative player, it's tough to see Millwall making a serious push for the top 6. Rowett has spoken about wanting to add to his squad before the window closes. Whilst they're hard to come by, adding a player with flair and quality simply must be top of the line's boss shopping list before this month draws to a close. And here's the team and the formation. Again, 5-3-2. Biakowski, Romeo, Ballard, Mario Wallace, Cooper, Malone, Leonard playing in midfield, Giftenbeld, Saville, Jed Wallace and Afobe. And then at half time it was switched to 4-4-2. Smith came off for Romeo. Leonard went to right back, I think. Trying to remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Leonard went to right back. And Smith went up front, and it's 4-4-2. Mario Wallace was left back. Ballard and Cooper were centre backs. Malone was on the left wing, and Jed Wallace went to the right wing where he's kind of sulking. I don't know what he was doing. It was just night and day with Jed Wallace. Not really wanting to play on that right wing, or not being able to do anything out there. Yeah, and then McNamara came on for Leonard and played at the right back, and Evans came on for Kiftenbeld. And what it was. Now here's the thing. It's weird to say this, but even though we got absolutely smashed within the first 10 minutes, it was 2-0 down. We did actually defend better in the first half. The second half, it was a lot more gangbusters, a lot more crazy at both ends, end to end. A lot more crazy defending, like they said, like Ballard clearing off the line and stuff like that. But it was exciting to watch. Like, the defenders can defend, you know. It does get a bit crazy at times, but they can defend. Well, except for Marlon Romeo, but that's another story. But in the second half, the defenders that were on, they could defend, even though it was like a constant onslaught. Ballard was absolutely amazing. Keftenbeld, wow, I mean, absolutely fantastically brilliant. Really was. Yeah, I'll probably, in tomorrow's video, the stats video, I'll bring up these heat map. I'm sure he was all over the pitch. I mean, you're looking at the screen, you're looking at who's on the ball and who's, and you look up and Keftenbeld's there, closing down, making a tackle, sliding in. Someone's on, Millwall players on the ball. He needs someone to pass to. Let me have a look around, because I watched it on Sky Sports, so I didn't go to the game. So you're looking around and you're like looking around the screen. You're like, oh, there's Keftenbeld, pass it to him. He's literally everywhere. Keftenbeld is absolutely friggin' amazing. Yeah. Afobe. I don't know if it's the 2 games in a week. He can't do it. He can't handle it. I would probably want to see Bradshaw come in on Saturday. Because I don't think he can do 3. Afobe can do 3 games in a week. He scored the goal, but he didn't score the goal. It was absolutely nothing to do with it. He literally hit him. It came off of him and went into the goal. He had nothing to do with that. He was just, because he was standing in that place when Matt Smith headed it towards him, and he kind of like moved his head to the side because it was going right in his face, and it just kind of hit his forehead and then went into the goal. And the thing with Afobe, I'm looking at him, I'm like I said, I think he's tired because he can't handle the games, but He's nearly as slow as Matt Smith, but not as good as in the air. So then why? What's the point of him? It looks like we've signed another dud. It looks like we've signed another striker who can't score goals. It's another Gary Rowett special. It's like Zohore, Troy Parrott, now Benicophobia. It's like it's but like I said, in the first half when we were playing 5-3-2, we did kind of defend better, which is stupid to say because we actually conceded 2 goals. But we kind of controlled them better. But we didn't have anything going forward, really. Like, literally nothing. But when we went 4-4-2, we had a bit more, except Jed Wallace somewhere went missing. I don't know if he was sulking, he couldn't do anything on the right wing, or because he was having to come back more, or what happened there. But even then, it was more exciting. We had more chances on goal. But that they had, and it was more like exciting going forward, and exciting terms of like at the other end defensively as well. Even though we scored the goal in the second half, and basically the first half we lost it 2-0, the second half we won 1-0. The second half was more exciting, playing 4-4-2, and Danny Ballard can play right back. Danny Ballard plays right back for Northern Ireland. McNamara playing right wing back for us, but for St Johnson as well. He's playing further forward for St Johnson. Because all due respect to the Scottish League, it's not that good. So he's able to play further forward. So McNamara, put him on the right wing, see if he can play. Play right wing. Play 4-4-2 with McNamara on the right wing, and then put Jed Wallace up front. Because he was sulking or not happy about being on the right. Put him up front, put McNamara on the right, and then see how we go there. And then if you need to, you can switch it back. And then if you need to, you can move. If you're playing Malone on the left wing as well, then you can switch it back, no? And then you can move McNamara to right wing back, have the 3 centre backs, move Ballard in, assuming Murray Wallace is left back and Jacob is a centre back. Malone and McNamara can be pushed back, and then you've got your 5-3-2 or whatever they're playing. But if you do that, you can switch it. I don't know. I don't see why he can't give 4-4-2 a go with McNamara on the right. But we'll see. It certainly was more exciting and more interesting to watch. Definitely was. But like I said, one of the reasons why I didn't actually go to the game today, watched it on the Sky, because I knew I kind of like Fulham have got a squad that costs like hundreds of millions of pounds, and ours cost like 6 million. It's night and day. It's chalk and cheese. Plus, I showed you yesterday we haven't beaten Fulham at home in like 29 years. It's, or was it 39? I can't even remember now, but in a bloody long time we haven't beaten them at home. And I kind of expected it was going to be a thumping, and respect to the players to go 2-0 down after 10 minutes, and then like they didn't crumble. It didn't finish up 4-0, 5-0, 6-0. What does that mean? It means Fulham are really fucking good. It probably means we're better than Huddersfield, because they were 2-0 down, and then Fulham had a player sent off, and then Huddersfield still ended up like losing 5-1. So, and I think Fulham are the best team in this league, no? They've got pace and ability. I think they struggle from shooting from long range, so they might have to try and pass the ball into the area and sort of crossing on through the channels and stuff like that. But yeah, I think Fulham are the best team in the league, and we are not. We need to win a game. That's another thing why I was so fucking pissed off. I don't know if you see the video that I made the other day. Matchday is titled Matchday Millwall Blackburn. I was so upset that we didn't win that game. We had 15 shots and only 2 were on target, because I knew that the odds are we're not going to get anything out of the Fulham game. And having already drawn at QPR, which is a QPR away, we haven't won there for ages. That's a decent result to draw at QPR. To then not go and beat Blackburn after getting 15 shots on them, and they only having 2, and one of them was on target, and that game finishing 1-1. I was so fucking pissed off, because I knew that we were more than likely gonna lose today, and then we would be at the bottom of the table, which I'll scroll up here and show you where we are. I know it's early doors. I'm not being but look here. So after 3 games, 18th, 2 points, -1. Just below Derby, and they got a game in hand. So just the basket case of the league, we're just about 1 place above them, and they could go above us if they win their game in hand. 3 games, no wins, 2 draws. It's the optimism of pre-season has faded very, very quickly indeed. It very quickly faded away, and we have to see what happens if we don't bring anyone in. And even if we do, will it be another fucking Rowett dud? I mean, the guy can't fucking pick a forward out to save his fucking life. Maybe you should fucking get a recruitment consultant in or something, because he can't fucking pick someone to save his life, mate. Fucking Zahor, Troy Parrott, now a Phobie. He scored because the ball hit him in his face. Matt Smith headed the ball into his face to win the goal. It's kind of yeah, it's not very good. It's not very good at all, except for Kevin Beld and Ballard. Millwall, yeah, and something else I'll show you next. So this is from LondonNewsOnline.co.uk. Some Rowett comments after today's game. Millwall boss Gary Rowett: we were beaten by a far better side. Gary Rowett admitted his Millwall side was second best as they suffered their first championship defeat of the campaign at the hands of an expensively assembled Fulham side at the Den. The home side endured a torrid start to the match as the West Londoners cut through their defensive barriers time and time again. Fabio Carvalho, unplayable in the opening 45 minutes, queued up Alexander Mitrovic to finish at the near post with just 3 minutes played. Then the 18-year-old flashed an effort past Bartosz Białkowski, with Cabano slipping the ball exactly where he wanted it, in the box. Millwall could have been completely out of the contest long before Benicofobie's 87-minute goal. Ivan Carolero wasted a glorious chance, pardon me, after being sent clean through by Carvalho, and Białkowski made an excellent save low to his left to deny the same player early in the second period. There was also a superb block by Daniel Ballard to repel Carvalho's effort. Rowett said, "We were beaten by a far better side. They gave us a bit of a lesson. They outran us, outpassed us, and showed us a little bit more drive and desire. The first 2 goals are little glimmers of space, and the way they exploited it was incredible. Look, they are a good side, as good a side on that performance as I've seen. I hoped Huddersfield was a little bit of a blip, but I think they showed tonight that they are the best side in the division. They played with such pace, power, and intensity. The simple fact was that we just couldn't get quite close enough and couldn't quite match that. We always looked like it was physically too much for us. I was disappointed with the goals. Players have run off us in areas that if we work hard to stay with them, then we stop the goals. We've got 2 players around Mitrovic, and we allow him the chance to prod the home the first one." So I think that's a little pointed finger at Romeo there. If you watch the highlights, you'll see that they came down the left when he was pushed up. But sometimes you have to accept that the opposition were better. The last 15 to 20 minutes we showed a little bit more belief, a good chance for Matt Smith, and if we score earlier we have a little more time. But that pressure to see if we can get a goal we probably didn't deserve, but at least we're still in the game. We have a couple of moments at the end that show a little bit of fight, but we needed to show that tiny bit earlier in the game. In truth, there were too many times today there were misplaced passes. They put you under pressure and close you down well, but our quality was poor. We've got in the final third not enough times. When you get that, what you can't do is keep giving it away, because you have got to run a long way back in transition. Indeed. Okay. So another reason why we probably didn't fare too well today, and it's this Hutchinson missing. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? And we saw that at the end of the last season when Hutchinson was out. And we lost, I think we lost most of those games that he was out, so Bristol City. And again now, we're looking like a totally different side at, when he's not in it. So, quick turnaround. This is from news@den.co.uk. Quick turnaround unlikely for Millwall Sean Hutchinson, as he could miss August schedule. Millwall waiting on Sean Hutchinson's scan results. The defender could miss the rest of the line's fixtures this month. Hutchinson is unavailable to face his former club Fulham on Tuesday evening. Millwall travelled to Cardiff on Saturday before taking on Cambridge United in the second round of the EFL Cup the following Tuesday. Garrett's side hosts Blackpool on Saturday, August the 28th. Hutchinson injured his thigh in training before the 1-1 draw against Blackburn Rovers last Saturday. He's had his scan. We're just waiting for the results to come through. We're outside on Monday afternoon, but it certainly doesn't look like he's going to be a quick turnaround for him, which we thought it might be. We'll wait until I'm completely sure before we make a decision on how long, but it looks like he's not going to be back within the next week or two, so he's likely going to miss, almost certainly going to miss Cardiff away this Saturday, Cambridge at home in the Cup next Tuesday, and Blackpool at home at the end of the month. So, are we going to be losing all of those games? Who knows? In other news, I haven't brought it up, but I'll probably wait for the match report to come out tomorrow. The under-23s won their opening game of the season. They won 1-0. Dan from Lions TV was there outside the fence watching it, and following Millwall on Twitter and watching Dan's video. It's like crew turned up and just parked the bus, 11 players behind the ball, defend, and Millwall just having chance after chance, especially Boateng. Boateng's name's mentioned on Millwall's Twitter like 10 or so times, and like shooting over, shooting wide, shooting at the goalkeeper. Well, that's what they said. I didn't see it, but that's what it said. But we ended right at the end. Tom Leahy again. I think it was Tom Leahy. I'm not his brother. I just said Leahy. I think it was Tom Leahy. Because I think we've got two Leahys now. Is Jack and Tom? I think so. I think it was Tom Leahy who scored right at the end in the injury time, and we won 1-0. So that's good. That is good. Anyway, so that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.